Hello YouTube, back once again with the iZombie reviews, and here we are with episode 12, what's it called? It's, Dead Rat Live Rat, Brown Rat, White Rat. So, let's talk about this one, because boy did a lot happen in this episode. Well, first there was just the. What happens is it starts off the beginning of the episode's actually pretty fun, darkly hilarious. Just it starts off like basically felt like a tribute to B horror movies. Just how it just starts off like with four teenagers actually hitting like the insane killer from a few episodes back that Liv actually turned into a zombie, like hitting him with their car, and then they just bury him, and they're like stoners, like an over peppy like cheerleader girl, and then they bury him, and then he there's even the show, and his hand like just comes out of the grave, just comes, just basically just punches through the grave, through the soil, and then he kills one of them. The rest flee, and then they're just at first Liv and Ravi are just trying to figure out if it was a zombie that killed her, and so Liv ends up consuming the brains of a peppy cheerleader, and this was probably the funniest. This was probably the funniest episode I think there's been when it came to just taking personality traits. Rose McIver in this episode was just so hilarious, just line after line, just being so over the top and so annoyingly like tweeny. My personal favorite thing just being one was really fun, just Clive making fun of her, just like, would you say you have spirit right now? That was hilarious. And that, and just Clive just being like, what the hell is wrong with you? That cracked me up. Just great. That was all so funny. That, and then she ends up later eating the brain of a stoner, which was also pretty funny, just how she reacted. My personal favorite one, like a cartoonist comes in and she's just like, I know you. And it's like, yes, you do. Oh, where do I know you from? That was, and then like when Robbie's like, Liv, we have to figure out this murder. Just like, yeah, but all I can think about is bacon right now. So comedy, which is probably, I think this is the funniest episode there's ever been. So all that was great, but let's talk about the more serious aspects. This was probably this episode. This was an intense episode, and definitely got me excited for the season finale. Uh, one, one being a lot of the major things that happen is one, Major basically has decided he's going to try to do a one-man army against Clive and his evil group of zombies, and that was all really good. What I'll get to how that turns up later. But my only thought is, yeah, Liv, maybe you should tell him that zombies exist. Maybe you can avoid what ends up happening if you just told him that there were zombies, and you could just say, I can help here. But whatever. And then there was so that happened. The other thing that happened is Ravi is still trying to cure zombieism, still doing that thing, because even though he turned one of the rats back in the zombie rat back to human, the rat died, so he's still trying to figure out what's going on with how to cure it. So hasn't really found the cure yet, but he's getting there. And so there was all that, and yeah. So is there really anything else to talk about except the major things that happened? Or I'll say this is probably the funnest episode with Liv's roommate. Just when when Liv's with Liv is on the brains of the cheerleader girl. Just the conversation they have, that cracked me. That was just hilarious. I thought that definitely had me laughing, and no, I think I think there's nothing more to talk about except for the major finale. So the major end of this episode. Well, a lot happened at the end of this episode. Well, first, what happens is Liv comes home to find the crazy like psychopath killer, now zombie guy has come has come to get revenge on Liv for turning him to a zombie, even though he was the one drinking her blood. That creepy, disgusting. And I gotta say, the makeup, whoever did the makeup on him did a really good job. He did look really creepy, just all these scars all over his face. I was just like, ew, that's unpleasant to look at. And this was actually a pretty brutal fight scene between Liv and Liv and that guy. Just because they took full advantage of the fact that they're zombies and they can really be like stabbed as much as you want. Like they're both like stabbed multiple times. Both like there's just a point when Liv like just gets a knife, just completely just stabs straight through her hand, and out the other side she's just fighting with the knife in her hand and through her hand the rest of the fight. That was all really intense, and yeah, I know. And it ended with Liv just basically just taking out, just shoving it right into the guy's brain. I was just like, wow, this is pretty dark for a show like this. But then this led to Liv's roommate learns that she's a zombie. Liv just basically just says, "Yep, I'm a zombie. I'm so sorry. This is what happened. There's zombies out there. I'm one of them. I don't kill people though. Just know that." And my only thought was like, really? Out of any of the characters to learn that she's a zombie, just like, why not Clive? Why not Major? Why not the people who could be useful if they knew that she was a zombie and that there's a group of evil zombies out there that they want to take down? Just no, it was her roommate first, and that was pretty annoying. And so that happened, and of course her roommate just ran away in terror. So, pretty much what you would expect. And the other major thing is, during this entire episode, you learn that the other three teenagers from the beginning that was with the cheerleader who died, they all start being killed off, and you're not sure why, because they haven't been killed by zombies, it seems like. And this does lead to just, like, you're not really sure what's going on, just it ends with one of the last three of them, the other two have already been killed at this point, just being killed, and you just don't know what happened. Maybe it's the person who has the video of zombies from the past episode when that card was played. You don't know. And then the last major thing to happen was with Major. No pun intended. And what happens here, it did make me just say, Liv, maybe this is why you should have said there were zombies out there to him. And because basically just what happens is he tries to make a one-man army, assault against Blaine's group, he gets captured, and he's now tied up and going to be tortured by them until he tells them where the astronaut's brains is. And, well, damn, Liv, you just couldn't tell Major that there were zombies, and just maybe like hold off a bit. We'll all just join forces and go kill that group of zombies. No, no. Major's now probably is going to be tortured, so that's a bummer. But then this led to a really dark and insane moment where Liv's younger brother comes in with the resume from like 10 episodes now. And he applies when he applies for the job, just Blaine's like, well, no, we're not hiring right now. It's just like, oh wait, you're related to Liv and like Liv more, and then he's like, yeah, I am. I'm just like, well, then do I have the job for you? So I'm excited to see where that's going next episode. Looks like it's geared up to be one fun and intense finale. So definitely one of the best. I'd say this may be the best episode of the season. It was a great one. Great comedy, really good guy, and really dark drama. Like, only complaint was just like, really, out of all the characters that could learn to live was a zombie, her goddamn roommate, really. Whatever. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. Oh, that and the scene when you saw Clive accidentally eating a piece of pizza with brains on it was pretty darkly hilarious, especially the reaction, like Robbie and Liv's reaction. That made me laugh. But YouTube, as always, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.